They did the hard work of putting your AI waifu in a jar for you. Thank God it wasn't Rainbow Dash, though.
Like, you lost me, like, at step one, but in a jar specifically just hurts my guts.
Have you seen the Rainbow Dash in a jar post?
No.
Oh, don't.
It is, okay, I'm
it's
not
disgusting. It's so.
Yeah. Well, it's me. For me, I'd like to put like an NPC in there from one of the games, whatever, you know. Not the jar aspect. I don't want them to feel like they're in a jar. It'd just be fun to have something on the side to just talk to, I guess. I don't know.
Your side piece.
My
in
side
a jar.
piece. In a jar.
Welcome to Off the Console, the hottest podcast where we talk about gaming, tech news, and this week lots of tech news, and much, much more. And this week we're talking about CES. It's the dominant topic of the week because so many things have been announced. So many cool things that tickle all of our funny bones. And so much so that we managed to get the Phawx as a special guest. You guys may have remembered him from a couple of episodes ago, he was a guest.
I'm sure they remember him from his YouTube channel as well.
And his YouTube channel. And also the Nerd Nest podcast.
Yes.
Shout out to Nerd Nest podcast. How have you been doing, Phawx?
Pretty good. Life has been a bit hectic for me. This is, I think, like the 5th time that I was supposed to go to CES and something has come up where I was not able to do it. And it's mostly because of work reasons. So yet again, I did not go to CES, and I'm just kind of like passively looking at it. Though there is a lot of cool stuff, and I'm glad in some ways that I didn't go, only because it's like I can view it from a different angle rather than the hustle and bustle of going through CES.
You know, I can't imagine being there and, you know, wanting to cover everything, but only having so much time too. And also the keynotes, to be honest, a lot of the like keynotes from like Intel, AMD, and Nvidia were like AI, and we'll talk.
Yeah, it's the Consumer Electronics Show. Here's all of our enterprise equipment.
Don't you guys know businesses are consumers?
I guess in some way.
In some,
I feel like that's been CES for a while now. Is that
corporate
big chunk
electronics expo? Oh, and that's CEE.
For sure, Nvidia has been like that for a decade now. I remember being excited in like 2015 for Nvidia, and then they'd be like, "Hey, we have this stuff for cars." I'm like, cars?
Well, you're in luck because they have stuff this year for cars too. We'll get to that later. But you know, usually we talk about what we've been playing this week. Phawx, let's start with you since you're our special guest.
Cool. So, I started an old commute of mine where I take a bus, and I love this bus that I'm on, and it allowed me. So I've been playing on the Win 5, which has Strix Halo on it, and I just play at like 1080p max settings now all the time. Like I don't even care. I don't even look at anything. I just max it out and just go. The game that I was playing was Last of Us, and specifically Lost Legacy of the pack that was on Steam. I am playing through Bazite on the Win 5, and the Lost Legacy is pretty good. I really love the Uncharted series. I don't want to say pretty good. It is a very good game. I love the Uncharted series a whole bunch. I love the entire idea of the evolution of like what Tomb Raider basically was. So there's a lot of things that I love about Uncharted in general. Uncharted 2 is still my absolute favorite though, and so far as the beginning, the middle, and the end, like the entire game itself is so good. So the loop that they have is pretty good. And then I actually liked it more than Uncharted 3, and it's up there with Uncharted 4 with me. It's they didn't do a lot of like Uncharted 3. One of the biggest things that I didn't like about Uncharted 3, for example, there's a shipyard part of Uncharted 3, and you are fighting through waves of people, and you can only go one way, and they are effectively islands unto themselves. Like there's a boat, and you kill all the people on this boat, and then you jump to that boat, and then magically the boat that you were on now has 50 people on it. And it's like, where were they when, and they're coming from both sides, and they do that multiple times. I'm like, guys, come on, this is just like padding. You're just slowing me down just to make this game feel longer. And that's one thing that there's like little things like that that really drag down games for me. So whenever I feel any type of why is the word, it's in MMOs where you grinding, any type of grinding that I feel in a game, I really start to detest it generally. That being said, Lost Legacy wasn't that long. It was amazing, and that was the last game that I was playing. I started Space Marines 2 as well, but I'm just in it right now, which is also fantastic.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You know, you were talking about the boat section. For a second, I thought it reminded me of like the first level of God of War. You know, where Kratos is on the boats and he
it's
fights,
like the beginning scene. Yeah.
Fights the Hydras and also the like random zombies. I don't know what they're called in Greek mythology. I'm pretty sure they do exist though.
Right, but yeah, that's the that's like the first level of God of War 1.
Good stuff. Good stuff. James, what about you? What have you been playing this week?
Outer Worlds 2. I'm still playing it.
Oh, nice.
It'll probably be another week or two. Not much has changed since I've been playing. I love it. Like it's still a great game. I love the RPG aspects to it. Fun story. I'm trying to decide if I like it more than the first overall. Like the first Outer Worlds, I think I like the levels a little bit more. But yeah, this one's still pretty solid. I don't think it got as much praise this time around. Still definitely like a kind of a sleeper hit, but it's good. It's a good one.
How about you, Gardiner?
I have not been playing anything this week, sadly. But I have been reading Enshittification by Cory Doctorow, which is a great read. Infuriating.
Is that
infuriating to a huge degree? What?
Prophetic.
Is that a poop emoji in the front?
Oh yeah.
Show it to the
emoji.
Show it to the audience up front. There we go.
Yeah,
that's a book cover.
Yeah, it's really good, and I bought it on as a hardcover, and then I also got it on my e-reader. So
what is
this thing is cool. This is the Onyx Books tablet, Go Tablet 7 color, Gen 2, and it's freaking awesome. You can see it's got color, like a color screen, e-ink. It's pretty neat. I love this thing.
Is it black and white?
No, it's
color.
Yeah.
Oh. Can you see it? You see the color?
It's pretty
muted.
It doesn't really come through in the
yeah. Like
it is pretty awesome though.
There's orange here. That's like whatever. But yeah, anyway, it's a really cool e-reader, and it has unlocked an entire whole like thing for me where I get on the treadmill and I read. And this reading on the treadmill passes the time like nothing else. It's really cool. Like I'll be reading and then I'll look down at the controls and it'll say I've been walking for like 28 minutes. I'm like, where did this time go? You know, it's pretty cool.
Nice.
You know, I've thought about getting one for manga because I do read a lot of manga and also books. As for me though, I've been scouring around finding deals. I managed to get, I don't know if I told you guys this, but I managed to get that one deal from Micro Center. $650 for a 9900X, a X670E motherboard, and 32 gigs of RAM.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
it's like that's actually a triumph. Where'd you get this? You got this at Micro Center?
Yes.
Yeah, love Micro Center.
Nice.
I love.
I don't live near one, but my brother does, and I managed to get him that same deal too because we're both looking to upgrade our PCs.
There's a Micro Center in Brooklyn, near 36th Street. And that's
right.
So it's Micro Center is basically like, imagine if Radio Shack never just went bankrupt. It's like it's such a nice place to go visit, and they have like a lot of really cool stuff, and especially like all little parts to just do some hobby stuff and build. It's like really, really awesome place, and not for nothing because the deals that they do, they have a lot that are in store only where you can get those types of deals. And just I don't know, I really enjoy that store.
Yeah, my brother lives in Fairfax, so he has access to that store. It's not too far from me. I could drive there in like 2 hours and then go back 2 hours, but I don't really want to drive 2 hours to go to Micro Center, you know?
Yeah, that's a long drive. That's a bit of a drive.
Yeah. Thankfully, I have a brother that lives there, so, you know, problem solved.
Yeah.
You know, I think Fan the Deck lives up in the Nova area too, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I don't know if he lives in DC or Maryland or Virginia, but one of those.
I thought it was near Maryland, if I recall correctly.
I don't know, but I've been in his neck of the woods a few times. I haven't met him though. No one knows what I look like in real life.
I met him once. You know, when I went to Gamescom, I actually did meet some other Steam Deck people, Steam Deck YouTubers and stuff. and I don't want to say names because I don't want to say names, but like I never saw this person ever, and they were the type of person that was private. But the way they were looking at me, I was like, "Hey, what's up?" They're like, "Can you come over here?" And I was like, "Why?" It was like we went over. I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Hey, Phawx," and I'm like, "Hey." And then they're like, "Oh," and they're like, "Oh, how's it going? Why did you have that long, awkward introduction?" Cool guy though. I won't say his name because he values privacy.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. If I were to go out in public and like do a con, I would like wear a helmet like Daft Punk.
Nice.
That would be my de facto face.
You say Daft? Daft? Is it Daft Punk?
It's Daffy Punk.
Yeah, I just said Daft Punk because I never said Daft Punk. I could be wrong. I didn't really look up the pronunciation of it, so first time I've heard it.
I don't know. It might be. I mean, it might be Daft Punk for all I know. They're French. I don't think they say the word daft or daft.
High tech, you're kind of blowing my mind. Are you telling me you're not a cartoon character?
No, we've been over this. I'm Asian.
Oh, right.
I'm just not Chinese though. So don't expect me to help you with the companies. Speaking of companies, it's time to talk about the big topic of the day. Probably the only topic too, to be honest, but I don't know. We'll see. Gamescom.
You mean CES?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's my fault. I planted that in your head. I was like, "Here's Gamescom for you."
You bastard.
Sorry about that. That's totally my fault.
All right. So 8-Bit Do announced a few things. The two things I could find were this. Game Boy.
That looks super cool. So, any of you guys see the MCon controller for phones?
I have, yeah.
So I backed the Kickstarter. It arrived a few days ago. I haven't opened it up yet because I want to do a video on it. But I backed it at the $99 price tier. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm like super huge on gaming phones.
Right.
If you went to like Engadget and put Power Mad Modder Phawx, you'd find an article on me that they wrote about me because I made a phone into a gaming phone, like a slide out gaming phone, before the Xperia Play came out. So I'm huge on gaming phones, and I have been for a while. And we haven't really had, like, Ioneo is making their own Play phone, but I actually like this idea. This idea is pretty cool because it's like USB-C, so it doesn't need a battery. And even sacrificing some of your phone space, I feel like the amount of space that this device takes up and doesn't need a battery, the bigger thing here is always like time to game for everything, right? You look at VR, one of the biggest problems for VR is how quick you can just get into a VR space. And one of the bigger reasons why I don't carry a slide out gaming phone thing with, the telescopic ones. First, because where am I going to put it? And even when I do have it, it doesn't fit on over cases. So then you have to take the case off your phone, then put this thing on, and then you're like 2 minutes in and then no one does anything. So this is a pretty cool idea, and you kind of are limited to effectively 2D games, right? You're not going to be using analog sticks or anything, but there's a wealth of games that are available. I like this idea a whole bunch. Let me see if I can actually show you. There's this one as well that I have here. So this one is from Absolute. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's this like ring that has a magnet, and that's how it clips on. This is kind of an okay idea. I think this one's better though. I think, like, insofar as like a simple thing, I actually like this.
I like the concept of this. I am concerned about like putting like stress on the screen, on the USB port.
Oh yeah. So for me, it's the screen, right? Like I'm worried about like how, like, are you like constantly going to be? It looks like it's smooth, so maybe it's not going to be a problem. You are right though, right? Like the USB-C, right? Because the port is, funnily enough, a female port, and the socket that we have is a male end. So you're putting a female into a male end. So just constant, insertion and especially like wiggling it around and stuff. You're not wrong.
That leverage too of like flipping it down and back up. Yeah, I mean, I have the like one of those little FLIR cameras for like thermal cameras. USB plugs into my phone. And in order to get it on over my case, I have to like really extend the USB port out.
Yeah.
And that it makes me deeply uncomfortable. Because if you put any tension on that, if move it in any way, it's gonna like rip. It feels like it's going to rip the USB port out. So, yeah, this looks cool. I'd be interested to try it and see how well it works.
Oh yeah, I do agree. That was my first thought too. Was the USB-C port? I didn't think about putting a pressure. I didn't think about the screen though, to be honest. So that's a good one
there's things,
too.
right? Like all of this stuff, all of these accessories, they are only as good if you carry them around with you. And if it's just sitting in a desk somewhere, it's useless.
Yeah.
Which is why I prefer a slide out gamepad, like something that's built into the phone. And Ioneo is the only one that has anything, but I kind of like this idea. I'm optimistic. Out of all the different ones that are there, how thin and light it is, not needing a battery, you don't have to worry about charging it. Because all of these things, like if you have to charge it, if you carry it with you and it loses its charge, it's worthless. So it's like all of these things that you have to think about. So it's like checking a lot of boxes of how quickly can you just put this in, get into a game, and get going, and that matters to me greatly.
Also, 8BitDo makes great controllers. So.
They do.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I daily drive an 8BitDo controller when I'm not playing my Steam Deck. James, you have any thoughts on this controller?
This is the first one I'd probably get that I've seen like this. So I've seen, or even like, there's a lot of different standalone, like old school Game Boy style devices you can get, right? That play similar. This is the first one I'd probably get because then I could just use it with my phone. I actually like the idea of this. There is a good chance I'll pick this up. I'm not too worried about strain or anything. I don't think I'm going to be. I don't think I'd get it for my kids, but for me, I think I'd be fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So speaking of controllers, though, 8BitDo has yet another controller. This Xbox controller that works on Xbox. And it has a bunch of cool features. Yes,
does it work wirelessly on Xbox, or does it require a wire like all previous 8BitDo ones?
So from what I understand, it works wirelessly, although you have to plug a dongle in via USB. Instead of being natively wireless with Xbox.
I see. $150 for a controller. That's just too much for me.
Yeah.
I can't reasonably. I know everything's more expensive, but like I can't do $150 controllers.
Oh yeah, it's a pro level controller too. So they say.
I just don't have much value for like crazy expensive. And you know what's funny is like I look at the Elite controller for like Xbox and I like it less. I just prefer just an Xbox Series controller that's like $40 that you get on sale. I just like that, or just get a regular DualSense. Even the DualSense Edge, which is like $200. I have a hard time rationalizing a controller that's more than $70. I really do.
It's too much unless you're doing more like intense online gaming.
Yeah, not to mention 8BitDo has a lot of great controllers that are a lot cheaper than that too.
Exactly.
Like the
8BitDo is a fan. Like I feel like universally, like I've always liked them, even like back to 2018 when they only had basically their Super Nintendo controller and the their Genesis one, the Sega Saturn one. But they are. I want to say they intuitively understand the importance of how a membrane-based D-pad should be insofar as tactility, fidelity. They are in the upper echelon to the point where whenever I see a product that they're coming out with, there's a high degree of certainty that I have sight unseen, having never even touched it, that I would like, that's probably going to be pretty good. So when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know, I haven't used it, but I know 8BitDo and they do good stuff.
So there are a lot of features I do like, but again, it's really expensive. For example, I like all of the modularity. I like being able to swap out this D-pad, this the face buttons, even the face plate itself too is actually swappable too. And it doesn't say the thumbstick modules are swappable, but I believe those are TMR based, so they'll last you a pretty long time.
Yeah.
I don't know what this huge stick is for, though, to be honest. It
looks like a tire.
It does look like a tire.
Yeah. That's for racing games, obviously.
Yes,
that's what you need.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So
that's what you need it for.
The cool thing about these 8BitDo controllers is that the dongle is built into this, or rather, you can plug it into the bottom of it, and then plug this into your computer, and then it just acts like an extension cable of sorts.
Yeah, I have one of the I don't have this like Pro whatever, but I have a 8BitDo Ultimate controller on my desk right here.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I also I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not really big on the back paddles of like a lot of controllers,
Right.
but I do like these extra shoulder buttons right here. Like you've got, you got R1, R2, and then like this R3 right here, or I guess they call it
R4.
R4 in this case. I like these better.
Yeah,
than-
I mean, you're not going to accidentally hit that, which is nice. It gives you a little bit more tactility, maybe, and you don't have to like struggle to grip like the back paddle buttons or whatever they call them.
yeah.
Right.
I like
Imagine if the Steam controller had this R4 button right here. That would be awesome.
You know, that's like the only controller that's coming out that I have any particular interest in. Like most controllers, I'm like, okay, whatever, it's a controller. And outside of like whatever, next year when the next PlayStation and next Xbox come out, whatever their redesign or whatever they add, that'll be interesting insofar as just generally. But the Steam controller is probably the only controller that I have a genuine interest in, more so for the grip function for the gyro. I really want to invest a lot of time in getting better in gyro. But I'd rather only invest in that from Valve's point of view, rather than any other company that's just kind of like, hey, we have gyro. And I feel like it's kind of like a bullet point for them, whereas there's a whole integration layer, a software layer that Valve does for their controllers, where it's more than just a bullet point. There's like it's an ecosystem of what you're getting into. So that's the only controller I'm looking forward to.
So, funny story. This controller does have gyro, but only on PC because, Xbox doesn't support gyro.
Right.
So it's a pretty cool product. I don't know if I would buy one personally myself. I'd certainly review one though.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, look, officially supported by Apple. They had to put this at the very bottom.
Apple Vision Pro right there.
I mean, pretty much any controller that's supported on PC works on Mac. So
Yeah.
No, I mean, I really like the PlayStation 5 controller, the DualSense.
Yeah.
It's my favorite controller because it has the force feedback kind of stuff.
That is really cool. Also, the gyro function and the mouse pad. Like, I wish that Sony had better PC support for the DualSense. But it's a good controller. It is a really good controller.
Much better recently. I think they had some new driver and firmware updates to improve it.
It's I mean, like, insofar, it's funny, right? Because like Sony doesn't have any operating system, but ostensibly the DualSense is the most desktop friendly controller with that touchpad at the top. You have like a mouse input. Like you have a lot of functions that would be good for desktop use. I find it a bit funny that that's the way it is, but whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good controller.
So someone mentioned that one of these like stick caps looked like a tire, and it's for racing games. Well, guess what?
It's for racing games.
Yes.
Oh no.
Oh gosh.
It's a controller with a large embedded steering wheel instead of a D-pad and right thumbstick.
I don't know. It's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, I know. Just imagine driving your car with your thumb.
Yeah. You know, I was talking to a buddy at work. Is like, I was thinking about like a sim chair. Like when I say a sim chair, I mean like a chair for racing and also a hotess for flight sticks and stuff. And I really feel like I don't have the space to have a proper sim setup. And it's like a large investment. I almost wish that they had like an office chair thing that you can just strap accessories to that like would have like slide out for like pedals and like a slide out to put in. So like you can like transform an office chair into like a sim thing that you can like lock these things into all the time. Because again, time to game is like so important that I have a hotess and I have a force feedback racing wheel. I just don't set it up because it takes 20 minutes and it just sits in a box. So I have all the equipment. It's just that I don't use it because I can't effectively get into it fast enough. And this is my like number one thing that I want to do. And I feel like the Steam frame, without needing 3 displays, being able to look wherever you are and still being able to have like pass through, I don't know, I feel like that's like an ideal setup, but it's still a challenge just for space and then also cost. Is the thing of like how cool it is and how much time it is like, think about like how many like times that we don't even play a video game at all in a week, let alone like, oh, I have to invest 30 minutes just to get this going before I can even start playing. I don't know. It's like, you have to be kind of super interested in this stuff.
Well, so if you don't like the controller though, you can always get their wheel set up.
That's cool. Is that force feedback?
I have no idea. It doesn't specify.
Usually
and,
they are.
I mean, they should be, but GameSir doesn't have an official page for this just yet.
Hmm.
So
That's cool. Like I mean, if you're gonna do a racing wheel, it should be a full on racing wheel. That something like that clamps onto a desk is fine. Again, how fast it can do it. If it's Bluetooth, that's even cooler, because then just being able to just turn it on and get going without like having to connect the wire, that's cool.
it is wireless. Yeah, it says it uses
Yeah.
a 2.4 gigahertz connection.
It's probably and their little adapter or whatever. It's still totally fine. Again, for me, all these types of products, they really just have to be as quick as possible to set up and get going.
Apparently, it has a unique feature. It has a built-in fan that, when you speed up,
Simulates
simulates
airflow.
airflow.
That's kind of cool.
Dude, did you ever play like not Hydro Thunder, what's that? Arctic
Oh, you're talking about the arcade game that has a fan.
Yeah.
Oh, I do
Dude,
remember this.
That was so much fun. So I would, I don't know how much the air blowing in your face adds to the to the experience, but I mean, I'd be willing to try.
Yes, game.
But I mean,
sir.
also like, what? Unless you have the windows rolled down, you're like, what is it going to simulate? Air conditioning?
Dude, it's simply fast flowing air conditioning.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes, but I think one little accessory we're all excited for is no, not the Lego. That's later. This,
Mm.
Oh, the faceplate covers
yes,
and other accessories. That's cool.
They're stickers, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, stickers are pretty cool too. I just kind of wish it was a separate faceplate I could buy instead.
Right.
Probably
Or-
keep it cheaper.
Or,
So that,
or
yeah.
offer both options, because I know some people are going to mess up the application of the sticker, I know I've
Yeah.
had issues with applying D-brand stickers on my devices before I got a few in my hand.
This
Patience.
is JSAUX, though, right?
This is
Yeah.
JSAUX.
Yeah. I mean, this is kind of cool. It's one thing to like trick out your Steam Deck. You carry it with you. People see it when you're out in public. I don't know what the appeal is of tricking out your home console.
It
It
sits in your
looks cool.
living room. It sits in your living room. So if you have people over, which
Oh, okay.
Check out my
I have
stickers.
people over sometimes. It can be
It
kinda
also
cool.
glows too.
Oh, look at that.
I'm also looking to get, I guess, I want to get a Steam machine for each of my kids too. And they could use stickers like this. It'd be kind of cool for them to.
Mm.
These are a fair bit more tasteful
Customize.
than what I know some people would do with their Steam machines.
It just makes me think of those animated decals on cars that we talked about last time.
Right, we
That's-
never showed Gardiner those.
That's what's going to happen next time. All right, not next time, but that's what's going to happen. That that there's going to be so much on Reddit about
in the
that.
bonus show. Come on.
And
Find out next time on the bonus show. But yeah, these designs are pretty cool. I'm sure some people will make more or alternate faceplates. JSAUX, if you recall, they're making an e-ink display for this for the Steam machine as well.
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
neat. I like it.
so
E-ink, I have like really gotten into, as you might have been able to tell.
yeah.
I'm curious
You can
if there's like
read
a
your book.
way, right? I'm curious if there's a way to like interface the like an e-ink faceplate, not without having it be like wireless or something. Like,
Oh, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
right?
Right.
Ooh, MINISFORUM.
Yes, MINISFORUM. So, they don't have the new one on the new NAS on here, but they have a few devices, 2 devices. How do I? The hell? All right, there we go. Ryzen
HX470?
9. Oh, spoiler alert! Ryzen AI 9 HX470. The new, was it Gorgon point? I think it was, quote unquote new.
Yeah. So, for HX470 is just a rebrand, so it's not very exciting.
That's kind of lame.
I literally have that machine, like without the new rebranded one. I have that right here.
Does yours?
This thing is freaking awesome. I love it. It's basically the same thing that's in the N5.
Wait a minute. This has a Copilot button right here. What the
yeah,
heck?
mine does too. Yeah,
Wait.
right there. Copilot.
What use is a Copilot button on the computer itself?
Good question.
Like,
gonna help
What
you set it
uses
up.
Copilot?
all right, but like at the very least, putting a Copilot button on your keyboard is more useful than putting it on like your computer that you're probably rarely going to touch, aside from turning it on.
You have a hard time turning it on. You ask Copilot to do it.
Yeah, but I have to press the button to do it. So why don't I just do it
Well,
myself?
I am pretty sure that like Microsoft specification for an AI PC requires like a Copilot button somewhere. Like, and if it's not shipping with a keyboard, I think it has to have like the button. Am I wrong about that, Gary?
I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I haven't heard it. I know that new laptops do indeed have Copilot buttons.
Yeah.
On the device itself, if
Well,
in absence of, I don't know.
That's got to be a branding thing.
Look, I've received a couple of like AI PCs from manufacturers, and almost all of them, if they are an AI PC, they all have a button on them, and they also have an embedded array of microphones, and they have a speaker that like where it can produce its own sound. So like that's like, I think that's part of Microsoft specification.
Ouch.
I mean, they're pretty hard into the Copilot rebrand and everything. Like, did you see they're rebranding like all their software now to have Copilot in it?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you know what they're calling Microsoft now? Microslop.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is a
Oof.
yeah, I don't know. I guess it's like the best advertisement for Linux that Linux ever had.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, keep going, Microsoft.
So Gardiner,
Go.
I'm assuming you installed Linux on that device.
Yes.
What does the Copilot button do in Linux?
Nothing on Linux, but you can, if you open up oh crap, I can't remember what the command is, but you can run a command and you hit the button and you can see it's like actually keyboard. It's an actual keyboard press, so you can remap it to whatever you want.
Oh, what's the keyboard button that it technically presses, like the Windows key?
It's I don't know. It gives you like a OX9BF
Right.
or something like
What?
that.
Oh,
It's a hexadecimal interrupt.
Yeah.
I see. Well, the good news is it's not just an AI machine. It's a machine that does a lot of things. It can play games, not as well as Strix Halo, but pretty well, I would say.
Yep.
It's got
It's really
Oculink.
good at games. At least mine is.
It's got 128 gigs. Well, it can go up to 128 gigs of DDR5, but who can afford that in today's economy? You can get triple M.2 PCIe 4.0s.
Yep.
So, see lots of displays, Wi-Fi 7.
I mean, they're nice. I mean, for me, it's like most of these mini PCs, especially for like Gorgon Point and Strix Point, the price points for them, even for Hawk Point, anything that's like top 7840U, 8840U, HX370, HX370 Strix Point, that price point for between Hawk Point to Strix Point was like a $500 difference. And the cost increase for what you got out of it didn't fundamentally materialize. And I almost feel like AMD kind of like kneecapped themselves, because if you look at like Strix Halo, especially some of the lower end Strix Halo, like 385 versus like an HX470 or an HX370, you're only a few $100s off. But it's a gigantic difference in performance. It's also for gaming, but also for AI purposes. So I don't know. It is a weird thing pricing wise for, and then HX470 it's basically an HX370. The only thing that I have been made aware of is that there have been improvements to the memory controller akin to what, Phoenix was to Hawk Point, where that was better, but there's a part of me that feels that AMD purposefully is kneecapping their memory controllers, because if that's the only thing, insofar as the ASUS side of things, like how they're doing things, if they already know that they are going to have a refresh, right? Like they've already planned this. So how do they get better performance if it's going to be the same thing? Well, you just hamstring the first one, and then when the second one comes out, you actually have the better stuff. So it's really weird. Whenever I benchmark these and I do like per watt benches, you can see the difference at like the lower end and at the higher end. You can see where all that stuff starts panning out. And that's what I heard is the same here. So that's cool, I guess. But for the price that it is, Intel's Panther Lake looks far more interesting. And then Strix Halo, especially the 388 model, It looks like the most attractive thing insofar as 2026.
Which we will be talking about that Strixhalo product in a little bit. But speaking of Strixhalo, have you ever seen a NAS with Strixhalo in it?
I haven't.
Well, this will be your first one.
That's cool.
The
That's
MINISFORUM
awesome.
N5 Max.
That's so cool. I just bought the N5, so I'm kind of irritated. But
You know, the cool thing about MINISFORUM NASs is that especially some of their other models, they were very, I want to say, like toolless entry, toolless repairability, toolless expandability. They did it really well in a lot of different ways that I really enjoyed. I think AOO Star does it as well.
Huh.
I have a Ugreen NAS, and it's a pain. It's a pain to open up. It's a pain to add a PCIe slot. So I don't know why they would do that, but MINISFORUM does a good job with kind of very bespoke niche form factors of these things, and I really like what they do. But the biggest part for me that like MINISFORUM, AUStar, Ugreen is effectively they're just putting mobile parts together on a thing and they make it so that you're not bound by what they have. They will give you their own OS, but you can totally just put like, TrueNAS on there. You can just do whatever you please. You just
Phawx.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just go and do whatever you want, which is arguably the bigger part of that. And then if this is, Ryzen 395, that's absolutely monstrous.
I don't know what I would do with a Strixhalo NAS, to be honest.
It's so absurd unless you're doing like, I don't know, some insane AI stuff, because, the GPU side of it with ROCm that is getting better support now is the better way of doing it. Those NPUs, not so much. But that's kind of like weird overkill for a NAS.
Well, I'll tell you, I've got some cool stuff going on with this, with my NAS. I have an upcoming article that I'm writing that's probably going to be a video as well at some point.
Nice.
But GPU pass-through.
Right, yeah, IOMMU.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
yeah, it's exciting.
So it's very similar to the one Gardiner has. Oh yeah, you weren't there when we talked about it, but it does have soldered memory because I believe that's a requirement for Strixhalo. Is that correct?
I mean, I don't know of anything that has that. What do they call it? It's a socketed port, but you can kind of stick it on. Typically, all of these things are going to be soldered. You won't be able to upgrade themselves. There is an LPDDR5X. Oh, what is it called? There is a mechanism. I don't see very many things using it though.
Right. And so it does have the same connectivity. It supports up to 5 SATA hard drives. You can support up to, I believe, 2 NVMe SSDs with a third as an OS, or you can use like the hat they give you for U.2 for a U.2 drive, I believe.
Yep.
It's LPChem 2 is the socket for memory if you wanted for that to support it.
Right.
Yeah. But typically everyone that I've seen has always been soldered.
You know what else though? This also has Oculink. Now, I'm not really sure what you would do with an Oculink GPU on a NAS, but
pass through, my son. Pass through.
Dude, you should ask MINISFORUM for the Max and then see how seamless the upgrade experience of the
Dude, you know that I've had the worst time upgrading from my old server. Don't even kid. Don't even joke.
Ah, man. But yeah, this is pretty cool. On top of that, they're announcing the MINISFORUM N5 Air, a weaker version. It does not have an NPU. But it does have a SOTA memory slot. No ECC, I believe. And it seems like a more reasonable NAS. It's got the Ryzen 7 255. And I mean, it's a pretty cool NAS. The whole bottom slides out.
The cool thing about the tray here is it slides out, right? So I'm curious if it's interchangeable, because you can fully remove that motherboard from the actual NAS part. And I'm curious if you can like swap them around.
That's so awesome. And that's like one of my favorite things about these that MINISFORUM does, and I feel like they got that right.
Yeah.
I would have to imagine that you are correct, right? If you can just like swap them out, I would imagine that they're kind of cookie cutter that way. The N5 Air's CPU is actually somewhat close to the Steam Machines. insofar as its generation and what it's capable of. Steam Machine's actually a little bit weaker.
Man, we haven't seen a lot of Steam Machine news. I hope we get something soon.
It's gonna probably be soon.
Yeah.
I sure hope so. But good stuff. Nas Compares is the only person that talked about this. Shout out to Nas Compares. He makes good videos too. But let's talk about this keyboard. I only want to talk about it because I remember hearing that Cherry was dying because their patent expired.
Huh.
The patent on the Cherry MX style switches, yeah.
Yep.
Well, they're releasing a gaming keyboard. It looks pretty cool, I guess. I'm not really sure why I added it, but it's Hall effect.
Neat.
Very neat.
There was a place, Linus invited me out to his conference in LTX in 2023, and they had this whole section that was just wall to wall of all these keyboards. And I had my wife help me. She took a video. I have to get it. I'm literally going through every keyboard. You ever have fruit stripe gum? Have you guys ever have that?
Yeah.
It's like the flavor lasts for like 5 seconds. And that's all I was doing. I was going, nope, nope, nope. And then I found a keyboard that I liked. There's out of all of them, it wasn't Cherry MX. I have to look it up. I should actually get the keyboard.
Do you have the keyboard? Or do you remember what it's called?
I have the video. I have to go through it.
Fair enough. But yeah, keyboards are insane hobby. I used to be, well, I still am kind of into them, but I haven't built one in a really long time, and it's a rabbit hole and have to go through.
I'm not even into keyboards that much these days, and I have 20. I feel like I collect a new one every year, like 8-bit dough.
My favorite.
I love this one.
My favorite keyboard is the Logitech guy here.
Oh, I have an 8-bit dough one as well. It's the special edition. I think I showed you guys it. Did I?
I remember.
It's the same one Phawx has, but it's like a Mecha Break special edition one. I don't know, but yes. So keyboards are pretty cool. I don't know why I added it, to be honest, but whatever, I guess. Speaking of keyboards, though, Razer did not show off a keyboard. Instead, they showed off an AI gaming headset with front-facing cameras embedded somewhere.
Does it have a Copilot button?
No, unfortunately, no.
No, I don't want it to have a Copilot.
Wow, look at that!
Button.
You can
No.
stream from your Razer headphones.
What?
Honestly, I'll be honest. This is actually pretty cool. I do some streaming every once in a while.
Oh, I see. So you're using cameras to and then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like a second set of eyes.
Oh.
It's not really AI though.
That's pretty interesting. That's
it says it works with ChatGPT, Gemini, Perplexity, Grok.
Well, I guess everything does, right? If you just pump it to it.
Grok,
yeah, so true? That's where it's kind of cool, is because you can look at the fridge in your pantry with ChatGPT, and it'll be like, "Hey, give me a couple of recipe ideas," even if it's just ideas, because
Oh, I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say if it's cool that it works with Grok because you can look at your fridge and be like, "Hey, take this fridge's clothes off."
Yeah.
put
what?
this fridge in a bikini.
Yeah.
Grok, is this true?
Grok, this expiration, is this true?
Is this true? You know what is true though? This Project Ava.
Oh yeah, I heard about this.
They made this in Japan at least a decade ago. I remember. They did the hard work of putting your AI waifu in a jar for you. Thank God it wasn't Rainbow Dash though.
There's something that I don't know. Your waifu in a jar that's just too far for me, man.
Dude,
it's just
have you seen
you lost me at step one, but in a jar specifically just hurts my guts.
Have you seen the Rainbow Dash in a jar post?
No.
Oh, don't.
It is okay. I'm not gonna.
It's disgusting. It's so.
It is the most vile thing, though. Yes,
my daughter liked My Little Pony for a hot second, and I don't know why she stopped. Should be honest, but whatever. She liked it, and Rainbow Dash was my favorite out of all of them. But that's as far as it was okay, yeah, that's I would watch it with her every now and again and be like, I like Rainbow Dash. I don't know what Rainbow Dash in a jar is, and I won't go looking.
You shouldn't.
No.
Yeah. I'm not sure that this is for me an alien object, an alien product that I just can't. I'm going to tell you right now. So, like a game like Fire Emblem, I don't know why I am built like this, but if I see, for example, the restaurant Hooters, right? I hear that they actually have very good chicken wings. I won't go in there because I feel like the reason that people go there is not for their wings, but it's like fan service, right? Like the reason people go there is because of the staff, not because of the food. And I don't go to a restaurant for the staff. I go to a restaurant for the food. So whenever I see anything that has like fan servicey elements, I instinctively recoil from them. I think to myself, and I am willing to concede that I am absolutely wrong in thinking this way, but I can't help but thinking if they are doing that, it's because something isn't good enough. And I can't shake that feeling. So whenever I see stuff like this, it's just like it's an alien bauble that I feel like I can't wrap my head around. But I'm also a weird individual. I didn't have a room growing up. I was a latchkey kid. I look at room posters and I'm like, what would you do with it? What do you do with a room poster? People are like, you put it on your wall. I'm like, you had a wall?
Wow. So you have your currently 5 choices. You have this formless blob. You have this anime girl. This not anime dude. Kind of looks like he came straight out of
Fortnite.
yeah, Fortnite or
Yeah.
Faker. They're calling him the GOAT, but that's clearly not the case. Hot take. And Sao, some popular girl from Japan that blew up.
Oh, yeah, she does that puff face, right? The puffer face?
Yeah.
I'm aware of her.
Yeah.
So, guys, Gardiner, this is actually my favorite product from CES. And it's not because I want the waifu. It's because I talked about a year ago, I want an AI like assistant kind of, or pet or whatever, That's what I want. I want to hack this thing. The problem is it's attached to Razer and they never finish a product all the way.
Mm.
Yeah.
And so like with the headphones or this, I don't feel like they're going to be complete. I just don't think it's going to be good enough. And if you watch the video for this, like it is interesting how dependent, like if you think people are in love with their AIs now, if you get something like this, it's going to up it.
Yeah, they put their waifu in a jar.
Yeah, well, it's me for me. I'd like to put like an NPC in there from one of the games, whatever, not the jar aspect. I don't want them to feel like they're in a jar. It'd just be fun to have something on the side to just talk to. I guess I don't know.
Your side piece.
My
in
side
a jar.
piece. In a jar.
How do you feel about being in a jar? Side piece.
All right. So one thing I do want to mention is though that the first thing that happens is you see a guy waking up, and then your AI waifu comments that you've been snoring again.
Oh
which I think is super. I mean, I
Very
think it's kind of
helpful.
weird, but like at the same time, though,
Like
sleep
I
apnea.
would. All right, so here's the thing: if I was going to use this, I would not put it on my end table. I would have it on my computer desk. But that is just me, and I feel like there's a difference insofar as where I'm engaging with it. And if anything, I would probably be with James in that, like, I would kind of have it like as a Tamagotchi, like a brand new Tamagotchi type of thing. If I was going to use this at all, I think that's like neat from that angle.
Yeah,
but
like this would be like a rubber duck, like
right. Yeah, so rubber ducky, right? Like
Yeah.
just like talking to it whenever you have like, you just explaining something through things like that's
actually
neat.
a big part of it. Yeah.
yeah.
The
Sorry,
worst
go
part
ahead.
about this, by the way, guys, the worst part about this, I don't know if anyone knows how this is powered. This is not their own custom AI, by the way. This is powered by Grok, from my understanding.
Oh no.
like, oh no,
Dude.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
you can tell her to take her clothes off. That's why they did it.
Yeah.
well, that costs money. You're gonna have to be paying a subscription fee for that. But
Oh yeah, you definitely need a subscription for that.
I'm hoping because the headphones also support like ChatGPT. I'm hoping that a different model supports it, not Grok. I don't need Grok blackmailing me or something, taking pictures of me. I guess if I grab this.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is not for me. I think it's for a lot of people. There's definitely a large contingent of people that will get this for a variety of purposes. I think so. I am genuinely interested in novel aspects of AI insofar as cool AI NPC stuff. What's his name? Tim Kaine, right? Tim Kaine, who did Fallout. I don't know if you guys know, but he's back with, I believe he's back with Obsidian, and he's flat out said he's not doing another Fallout, but he is working on a new game. And I follow him on YouTube. And I just watch some of the stuff because he's pretty insightful, but he said that he would never come back to game development unless there was something new. And there's a thing in my head where it's like almost like, Peter Molyneux type of things of like what Peter Molyneux had always wanted to do with NPCs and stuff. And I feel like that's, there is something there that'd be kind of cool insofar as NPCs reacting to you in a video game in a realistic way that offers something a bit more compelling rather than just whatever. So I think it's neat, but there's an area here that I'm uncomfortable with generally.
Yeah, I think adoption is going to be interesting with this type of thing. I think there will be a lot of adoption. I don't think Razer is going to be the one to get this over the fence on like popularity. Well, it does have a camera in it. It does have like speakers, of course, and a mic. And the way that they use, like, it will sit there. If you watch the video, it will sit there while you're playing a game and cheer you on and stuff like that. It's interesting. It's cringe. It's a cringe. I'll be honest. It's cringe.
Like a
but
cheerleader or like a mom, or like your mom.
Yeah, I don't want either of those while I'm playing a game,
dude. Okay, so I have
your
two
mom
thoughts.
in a jar.
Mom in a jar.
So, okay, have you guys ever read the book Cloud Atlas?
No.
Have you seen the movie?
Only parts of it.
So
No.
the book is like really, really strange compared to the movie. Like the book is like when they get to like Neo Soul, like it's like a couple hundred years in the future maybe, and like they have these they've like mastered genetic engineering to the point where you can like go out and buy little humans that have been genetically engineered to be this tall, right? And they carry them around with them everywhere they go, right? And it's just freaking freaky and weird, and like that's what this is reminding me of. But also this is reminding me of 5th grade when one of the weirdest kids in my class, shout out, you know who you are, like, dude, okay, I'm gonna say this, and this is just what he did. He took a 3-gallon of soda, right? It was an empty bottle. He cut the back out, and then he cut the face off of a my-size Barbie and put it in the soda bottle, and then filled the bottom of the bottle with like red clay to symbolize blood. And then he came into school with this 3-gallon bottle, and he told everyone it was his girlfriend. And that's what this is reminding me of, dude. It was just the weird kid doing weird stuff. And this is not going to earn you any like popularity points with your friends, man. It's very strange.
Oh no, yeah. Once anyone that sees the jar anywhere, they're like, oh boy.
I thought
you already know what you're getting.
I thought the Rainbow Dash jar thing was bad.
Dude, James's face right now is hilarious to me.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much it is, I might get one because I want to know more because I want to see if I can figure out a way to hack it. I'm curious how this is all developed.
Well, James, if say for example you can't hack it, and they only have these 5 waifus, I mean, 2 waifus, a formless blob, and 2 husbandos, who would you pick?
I'm gonna have it mystery mix every day. It's gonna be, hey, I'm not going to hold anyone back. Anyone can come and join the party, I guess. I'll leave it up to that, like just a randomizer or something.
All right.
But
they should spring and get Clippy in there.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
I won't do Clippy. I had to deal with Clippy.
I thought you said anyone was allowed.
Years ago.
No.
That Clippy's not. If the Clippy's in the... Okay, maybe Clippy.
That's what the co-pilot button is for.
Yeah. When I feel like I need Clippy, I'll press the co-pilot button.
Was Clippy the first AI?
Oh, I don't think it was very AI.
There's no AI yet. We have no AI.
Well, anyways.
I hate the word AI so much.
So Project Ava doesn't officially have a name yet. But you know what does? the Lenovo Legion Go 2 with SteamOS.
Ooh. Oh, neat.
Yes, it comes with SteamOS.
This is the Z. So this is the OLED model, right?
Yes, it's the one with
Yes.
OLED.
Nice. Yeah. So this is still one of the more compelling ones. The price of it is
Gonna be this
the
one.
thing that. Oh, nice. So that is like, this is the model you get if you want the best screen
Yes.
that you can possibly get. But it's really expensive.
It's really
But
expensive.
Yeah.
everything's more expensive now, so everything's kind of like in this new context of like how expensive is expensive. So for me, I'm definitely a hardware head first, and I need performance first. But I would be remiss if I did not talk about really craving this panel. I still have not seen it in person. Lenovo has been weird. Like they've been like, oh yeah, you're on our list. We're and like it's coming, and then I don't hear anything. And then yeah, it's just been weird. So I've kind of I was just gonna buy it, and then they're like, oh no, we're gonna send it. So I didn't buy it, and then time kind of came and went. So I was just like, well, all right. It was just really weird timing overall.
Maybe
But,
they'll send you one of these. Like honestly, the panel is really good. I got I got it and I love it.
The biggest thing that I'm sorry to interrupt. The biggest thing that I'm like looking to actually look at is the OLED dimming problem as insofar as VRR flicker. And I don't know if that is present. And if it isn't, that's compelling. And I'm curious how they achieved it, because there's ways that you can do it, and you can either, push power into it to solve it. And how bad is that? So there's things that I'm just curious about.
I get none of the flicker.
Right.
That was one of the things that sold me, is that there is none of the problems that OLED panels have had in the past are really prevalent on this.
Nice.
I really like it. I got the Xbox. The other guys can attest to this. I got the Xbox LAX. I couldn't get over that screen. It was so horrendous because it's just the same old one on the. I mean, It's not like it's horrible on the LAX. Like I like the LAX enough, but it's the same one. It's a 2-year-old panel. They couldn't improve it, so I had to return it. And I got this, and I've been really happy with it so far with Bazite.
Nice.
Well, if you like Lenovo's OLEDs, then you'll certainly like this ultra wide OLED laptop.
The rollover.
It expands outwards.
Hmm.
They use they use a rollable screen to achieve this, and it rolls inside of the behind the main monitor, so to speak.
As long as there's no visible creasing or there's no visible artifacting through the materials that are flexing, I'm okay with it. But you can see how at the edge there's that thing. If that is a pronounced thing, it's why I don't like foldable phones, because at angles you can see where the crease is. So that is one thing that I'm more concerned about. It's kind of a neat idea, but ultimately I don't find much value in this. This is kind of weird flexing, and I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of them.
They also have.
I really like it.
They also have one that rolls upwards too.
Which one would you get, James? Sideways or vertical?
I'm more used to sideways. So I have 2 monitors right now. Sometimes I'll have 3. For programming, it is so nice to have just a little bit bigger, because it's essentially widescreen. So I'm going to be able to split for my web or mobile applications. I can split the visual to my editor, and this is perfect. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with websites specifically, desktops are designed for wide, and if you have a tall screen, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna not work right.
It's perfect for Reddit doom scrolling or Twitter doom scrolling.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You like your phone, but you want to be bigger in your lap. There you go.
Yes.
My main concern with these things is durability. How pronounced is the abnormalities through whatever physical mechanism that it expands? The weight addition. There's so many things that just start getting piled on top of it that, to be honest, I like this idea more than for instance, right? This one does it top to bottom, the GPD Duo, and I used this for a while until I didn't. Right, but you have two screens here, two separate screens, and they have ones that are side by side. These are physical panels. I like this better because I don't really, but it's like, look how thick this is. And like that's a big chonker thickness as well. So those are things that, like, I don't know. I wonder how it would be in practice.
I
and
am
how practical it is.
happy that the roller portion, like the part where it rolls off, is on the edges
Right.
and not anywhere else. So I think I could get away with that. Like I could ignore the edge because I'm looking at the rest of it most of the time.
I will say 100%, I love innovation and like striving to just do new things. So I would never, I don't want to say like it doesn't have any value. There's like a lot of considerations that I would have. And if they got to a point where a lot of those things were minimized or mitigated, then obviously that's just a clear win.
100%.
Well, I will say, even if it doesn't fully pan out in the end, I do admire Lenovo for trying these like weird off the console laptop things, because honestly, a lot of them aren't really doing that. Like, for example, let's look at Dell. They brought back the XPS line.
The XPS.
Yeah, I mean, like Dell and Lenovo at least brought something to CES that was interesting in the sense of it's innovative, which is what I'm here for.
Yeah, Dell also like straight up said that consumers don't buy computers for AI, which makes perfect sense. I mean, a lot of them buy them for like doing office work or like something else.
Yeah,
go out.
That's the thing that's been killing me the most. Whenever you see for instance, the mini PCs that we were looking at, you saw like it's at 87 tops. That's specifically for the MPU. That has nothing to do with anything else. Like, it's not gauging how much AI performance you can get out of the CPU or the GPU. It's literally silicon that has been in lots of laptop chips, like even going back to Hawk Point and Phoenix Point, that is more or less inert. And it's just a waste of silicon. And it is, I feel like every time we get to a point where we're going to be able to like, oh, good, we're at a point where we can get a bigger GPU, something comes along that just kind of like rains on the parade. It's like, actually, we need to put this inert hunk of NPU here, which I'm sure is going to pay dividends a few years from now when, everything is starting to actually use those NPUs. The NPUs are valuable insofar as they'll do like 87 tops in like a half a watt. Awesome. That takes very little power, but nothing is using these things. So it's, I don't know. It seems like it's just so far out.
Right. And speaking of far out, I know we're lightning rounding these a lot, but I do kind of want to get to the good stuff that's at the end. But Z Fold.
Don't talk about waifu in a jar like that. We already talked about the best topic already.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, so the trifold is pretty interesting. I think Huawei had a trifold as well, but it was only in China. So the trifold one, these things worry me because like if you ever drop this thing, I think as soon as it's slipped from your hand, it would just be like, oh no, my $2,000 device. Like, I sure hope this thing is rugged. So that's the only thing that concerns me. Otherwise, the idea of having a phone that could then transform into a tablet, that's cool. Like I get it. And it would be fast. He's like, boom, boom. All right, you have a tablet now. So that's super awesome.
And then Samsung also unveiled their micro RGB TV, where the backlight, instead of being pure white, instead are different colors, which means that in theory, the color should be better. Of course, it's not an OLED, so of course we're not going to get the pure inky blacks of OLED, but it's much brighter than OLED.
Yeah.
So micro RGB is interesting to me. I've always been far more interested in it insofar as the Lego-like application for them, which I think is the ultimate end goal for like micro RGB. Because it is very much like OLED, right? Like it's self-emissive. So the idea of being able to build any size screen you want just by buying pucks, I think is the ultimate end goal for those types of things. But having them prearranged into a certain thing is kind of just like, paying for, it's like how, plasmas were and OLEDs were in the beginning. It's just super expensive right now. And eventually it'll come to us in the consumer market where it'll be affordable and genuinely better.
Mhm. And of course, HP unveiled a few things. They unveiled some laptops, but more interestingly, they unveiled this computer embedded into this keyboard, kind of like that Raspberry Pi.
Oh, nice. Right. I did see this. That's cool. Going back old school, right? Like how
Yeah.
we all come in full circle.
Is that x86 or is that
It's
like,
x86.
okay?
It has an AMD APU in there. I don't know which. Oh, it says here the Ryzen AI
350.
7 350 Pro
Oh,
Kraken Point. It's pretty cool.
yeah.
But you know what else is pretty cool?
Oh yeah.
This is pretty cool.
So these ones. So I did a review on the Veacher Beasts, which are very similar insofar as these like same type of panels that they have on here. Usually they had like mirror based displays. And these are a bit different, but the one big thing that these has, the ASUS ones actually go to 240 hertz, which this does not. So that's very interesting to me. But the spatial, it being able to anchor a virtual screen without needing an operating system is a game changer for these types of XR glasses. For instance, one of the things that I actually did think about it, and I will be using it with specifically the Beast that I have. But whenever I go to like conferences and stuff, and I need to work on my laptop, being able, so what's cool is like you could just like look up and spatially anchor a second screen that you connect to your laptop. And then when you, well, with these glasses, and I'm sure Asus as well, in these glasses, when you're looking up, they're activated. But when you look down, these are electrochromatic film, so they can darken or they can go translucent. So when you look down, they like undarken and you can see through them. So you can see your laptop screen. It's just a cool application of being able to use a laptop on a bigger screen, and mostly because I bring like smaller laptops with me instead of like traditional laptops. It's a bit of a game changer for me, and that's why I like them. So it's generally the same thing here, but they're that one feature is pretty big. Then they also have this like 2D to 3D conversion thing that they do, where it's just detecting a person. And you ever see Minority Report with Tom Cruise? And that where it's like it's kind of like that, but not as exaggerated as the Minority Report. Like it's like, oh, look how 3D this is. It kind of just finds a person or whatever and kind of just like juts them out or whatever's in focus and makes anything 2D into 3D. It's pretty cool. Obviously these go to a much higher frequency, which I'm interested in, but I had to lock my frame rate when I was playing games. I had to lock it to 60, even though I could draw over 60. If I was doing over 60, it would be like a little bit of a judder. So I had to kind of lock my frame rate to 60 for it to be perfectly smooth on these. But otherwise, these are, for me, like the first instance where XR glasses make sense outside of just like, oh, have this as a private entertainment system. These actually seem to have a productivity purpose to them with that anchoring of the screen. But that's just me.
Yeah, these glasses are pretty cool. I mean, I have a pair, not from Xreal, but from I think it was Ray Neo.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the ability to like pin different windows in real time space, but it required an application.
Yeah. So these don't anymore. They just happen right on the glasses themselves.
See, that's way better, to be honest.
It is. It really is much better. Yeah. So those are the Vitchers.
These from Vitcher, yeah. These are all right, but again, that requires an app, and yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you don't need an app anymore. It's really cool.
Nice.
I'm waiting for this tech to get perfect because I've not tried any of it yet, and then I'll tell you how it is once they get to the perfect state. Which who knows?
I find like there's going to be there's almost like a point where things are coming together, and I feel like the Steam frame, in some reality, kind of supplants these XR glasses. Only because with the Steam frame, especially when you have a camera, I know that's just on monochrome, but if you did like color and you had a better sense of reality around you, being able to reproject reality through the lens rather than having a lens that you can see through that's obfuscated by some other lens. I kind of prefer the Quest 3 VR going into the world route, especially because you can map like a keyboard, you can map other things, and then all of a sudden things just feel a little bit better. But I think ultimately, like the Steam frame's biggest weakness is going to be its battery life. But but we'll see, I guess.
Right. Yeah, so now we're getting to the juicy bits. Stuff from AMD, Intel, and Nvidia. Such as this 9850X3D, the only consumer electronic in this consumer electronic from AMD. So, it's purported to be the world's fastest gaming CPU. For now. At least until like the Ryzen 10,000 series or whatever they're going to call it next. Ryzen 8.
Well, like you look at like Panther Lake and all of Intel's new stuff, like all of these things, like the cache that they're putting on these things, they're going to AMD is going to match it, but we're going to like 288 megabytes of L3 cache on these CPUs, which is insane. But yeah, they're rapidly climbing up, and CPUs are. What's funny is like Apple with the M1 did it first. I still think L1 and L2 really need to increase in size, which they don't seem to be doing. And like I had mentioned before, like how I have no proof of it, right? I can only speculate that it feels like AMD is purposefully hamstringing some of their products because they know in the future they're going to be rebadging it. And somehow, some way, this has to be 5-10% better, right? So how do you get there if you're just having the same thing? You could push more, clock, but you're going to be pushing power. So there's like things that you can do to fudge things a little bit. And I feel like Apple was just like, how about we just make the best thing that we can possibly make, and we'll just call it the M1. And then everyone bought it. And then, I feel like that's what these companies should be doing. Maybe Intel is stepping up, and then AMD is going to have to actually like start responding now. But both of these companies, they find themselves in a comfort spot where they're like the king of of everything. And there's like, let's just kind of slow down and let's wait. And I really don't think that's the best course of action, but the whiz-biz part of it, of being able to sell a product next year, I can understand why they would come in.
That is definitely the world that we're in right now with hardware. Intel, AMD, and Nvidia, they are all very complacent, I would say.
Right, yeah. They just, Nvidia's selling out what they have. The next GPU from Nvidia is
a 3060.
The second half, so like the next gen of, that is not until the second half of 2027.
Yeah.
So quite literally, 2026 has a whole bunch of nothing in it outside of, like, from my point of view for handhelds, is Panther Lake. So thankfully, Intel has something that's going to be pretty exciting. But this is kind of a lackluster year in many ways. Like I have a lot of bad feelings with 2026 in general, but like insofar as tech as well, between everything that's going on, it's just not a very exciting
and
year.
It's more expensive too.
Yeah.
So
it's not an exciting year. A lot of stuff, whether it be tech or whatever.
So here is the other consumer electronic that AMD is releasing. Albeit you can't buy these and stock them yourselves, but hey, some new stuff. Gorgon points.
Right, yeah. So the big one here for me, honestly, is the Strix Halo 388. The 388 is an 8-core, 1CCD, full-fat 40CU GPU part. So that is like the 395, but with only 1CCD of the CPU component, which honestly is going to be the most performant per watt, like insofar as low power gaming APU. We have to wait and see. I have to wait and see until I think I'm going to be able to get Panther Lake sometime next week. So I'm very excited to see how that goes. But the 388, if they price it well, if AMD prices the 388 well, you look at like some of the boutique sellers like GPD, OneNet, and all those guys. If they can price that well, especially in this world of everything being expensive in 2026, that is probably kind of cool. But also Panther Lake handhelds, which might be coming out as well. So there's that's like the only cool stuff outside of the Steam Machine and outside the Steam Frame. But Steam Machine honestly isn't super exciting for me for a host of reasons. Some small things, mostly software side. Hardware side is not very exciting at all. Steam Frame and the Steam controller for this year are far more exciting.
Yeah, so on the topic of Panther Lake, here it is.
Yeah. This is a bit like Intel has finally showed up. Like they were getting beat up pretty bad, but everything that they're finally banging on all cylinders here. This is a funny thing to me. It's like seeing GPD on that poster that they showed up. I think that was like so wild. Like obviously they have OneNet there as well, like One X Player, but like GPD being there was wild to me. Obviously because GPD was using Intel parts on the GPD Win 1 in 2016 and the GPD Win 2 in 2017. So it's funny to see them there, and it's cool to see the performance increase here. But the only problem here is that they have it is like if you take a look at the fine print, it's like 1080p with 2x upscaling and frame gen on XeSS, and it's like, oh, it's got a bunch of crap on top of it that I don't know what is the base stuff, and they're like mixing and matching power. Like it's like, oh, here's AMD's HX370 at 55 watt versus Panther Lake at 45 watt. And it makes it seem much better than it is, but if you look at the power curve, the performance curve of the HX370, we'd only get like a 10% performance boost from 25 watt to 45 watt. So why even bother showing that? Just show it at 35, show it at 30 watt, because that's going to be far more representative. So these are things that I'm still very curious about and seeing how well this whole thing like unravels. Outside of that, like you look at the Indiana Jones right there, like if for Nvidia, that 4050, that's 6 FPS versus what Intel is getting. I find that one to be super hilarious, but it does look like Indiana Jones runs very well on Panther Lake. So I'm curious how this is going to roll out. There are some, like if you take a look at Returnal, right? If you look at Returnal running on Intel latest GPUs, they do some weird things that I really wonder what's going to go on. So for destructible environments in Returnal, on NVIDIA and AMD, you can see it like fragmented to all these rocks. But on Intel gear, it kind of just like goes into a fog of nothingness. So it's not the same. It's not rendering the same. Like there's things that it's just like not doing. And like, okay, you're getting better performance, but if you're just like flat out not doing the effects, like that's fundamentally cheating. Like, so you kind of have to, I'm really gonna have to like almost go through with a fine tooth comb. But if they could, like if Intel's like, who's gonna notice that? And if no one really does, is that the same thing as like frame gen and upscaling, right? Like, hey, if we didn't render it and no one noticed, did it really need to be rendered to begin with? Yeah. So who knows?
I do not like that. I do not like that at all.
Yeah, it's hard to pinpoint though, because you kind of need to like kind of look at them like side by side.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. And let's talk about Nvidia, everyone's favorite company, the most valuable company in the world. They have not announced any new consumer GPUs.
I mean, technically they announced something that's coming to 2026. Like I said, the 3060. They're coming out with the 3060. No, they said because of demand and all that, they're just going to bring back the 3060, which is...
AMD said something similar too. They said they were going to bring back AM4.
Yeah.
To combat RAM prices, but like, that's a stupid argument.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. I'm not really too... Well, it's a sign of the times, to be sure, where you have to come out, bring out your old stuff, because there's nothing really else.
Well, AMD, outside of all of the data center stuff, I mean, truth be told, the newest thing NVIDIA's unveiled is DLSS 4.5.
Right.
Which means it's better for newer hardware. Apparently it runs on older hardware, namely the 20 and 30 series GPUs, but like kind of poorly.
Worse. Yeah, so there's some interesting things, so what I've been able to unpack and decipher from it is that the sharpening is a lot better insofar as the detail that you can zoom into. But there is a question of, is that, how valuable is that insofar as like other rendering techniques and things that are happening, and how valuable that is? I think for YouTube videos and stuff, it's going to be easier to just be like, look at the difference. Look at how much more detail is here. And I think like that's an easy win. But yeah, so you can see like the better sharpening, like how more pronounced it is insofar as detail. I haven't used it yet, so I will hold reservations, but like there's parts of me that are just, I don't know. I'm not the biggest. Apologies for my digression here, guys, but like I have come to grips with image reconstruction as just an upsampling thing, like upscaling. I'm fine with that. even though some implementations aren't the best, but frame gen has been so hit and miss for me on certain games like Doom the Dark Ages. I don't care what I'm playing on, either AMD or Nvidia. Frame gen just feels like trash on Doom the Dark Ages. And then like on Cyberpunk, it feels perfectly fine. So there's like different implementations of frame gen where I don't know how that's, I don't know if the experience I'm going to get is going to be worth it. So what I wind up doing is just doing upscaling only and just kind of like lowering quality just to actually achieve better frame rates. The most I'll do is like 2x frame gen, and I don't even bother with 3x and 4x because multi-frame gen just feels really like it's just not really good.
You end up with some input issues. Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that's my main issue.
This will extend the life of my 3090 because I was thinking about maybe I need to get like a 5000 series because who knows the next time I'll be able to buy one without selling one of my kids or something like that.
Dude,
but yeah, this will extend my 3090 a little longer. Dude, so I'm fine with that. I guess
if you want to get a 5090, you better do it before they jack up the prices to $5,000.
I almost did. I love how much RAM is on that for some game development I'm working on, but I'm just
I'm actually like holding on to my 4090. I'm trying to sell it pretty soon. I got it in 2023, but it's funny that there's been periods of time where, because I bought it for $1,600 brand new. And it's weird that I'm in a situation where I've had it for 2 years and I might be able to sell it at cost or more. It's just a really bizarre turn of events.
I'll buy it off of you for $350. $350. God, that not this monster.
That's Excel.
Yes. But anyways, they're also implementing a new feature called dynamic multi-frame gen, where you set a target frame rate and then it fluctuates the amount of frame gen that's used. Which, I mean, could be okay, I guess.
I think this should be how it's done if they do it right. I'm curious. If it spikes really hard, you'll get some weird probably input ghosting, but if they do it right, it could be a nice experience.
So this Pulsar thing, I'm actually a little bit more excited for. The one thing that I kind of really wish that we would do a little bit more, and it's far more prevalent in the VR scene, is asynchronous reprojection, where you decouple your inputs from what is being rendered. And that has a far more pronounced feel of lowering latency and improving how the game feels. So that's something that I do, but this type of like the things that they're doing here are pretty cool. When I first saw it, I thought it was like CRT beam simulation, but there's more for like HDR and some other stuff. Really interesting stuff, but it's more of like in the proprietary scheme of things, which I'm never a fan of.
Can you not do HDR with CRT beam projection simulation?
You can. No, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So the like the benefits for HDR is, especially because if you want to have a brighter screen, but CRT beam simulation is like trying to extract the benefits of BFI, black frame insertion, while not mitigating brightness as much. So in tandem, they work very well together. And then if you do other stuff, it can be very convincing, especially like on an OLED panel. But that's one thing that I really wish was at CES, which isn't there. They had HDMI 2.2 cables, but no HDMI 2.2 displays. So this is like 4K 240 type of stuff, which looks like it's next year. So that's the one thing that I would have cared about more. And that's really where like I'm looking for like my next desktop monitor, like a 42-inch 4K 240 OLED panel. Mm-hmm. And once you get into 240 space, then you're looking at like the types of this Pulsar thing, the Nvidia Pulsar thing, and whatever AMD or whatever come out with. CRT beam simulation on top of that is a worthwhile feature for motion clarity. And I'm hoping that is a general adoption that we see eventually.
Yes. And so there were a lot of things we did cut out because I put down a lot, and I really do mean a lot of stuff to talk about.
This is cool. Have any of you guys actually seen these glasses-free displays in person?
Glasses-free displays?
Yeah, the glasses-free 3D. Oh. So you don't need 3D. You don't need like 3D glasses. It works like a new 3DS, whereas a camera that looks at your eyes and matches your eyes to force how you need to see 3D. This is it. at first blush, when you're looking at it through a website, you're like, 3D, I didn't like 3DS, who cares about this? In person, when you actually do it, is actually super awesome. So I would say if you have the chance to see this in person somewhere, like a Best Buy or something, if they have them there, definitely give it a look. They're super cool to see in person. I saw it when I was at Computex 2 years ago. Acer had a model, and the effect of what it was of, it's not so much 3D, it's more about depth of like bringing depth to games. And because there's like, you have that Z value in 3D games, you can just tie into it a lot easier. So you can 3Dify almost any game, and the depth that brings out is such a cool thing, especially when you're like looking around the monitor, because then it's like you have like a second camera that is your eyes, and you're kind of like looking around the scene. It's a really cool effect, and I would say do not dismiss it. It's a really cool piece of tech that you should really witness. It's my favorite form of like a 3D that I've seen.
I wish these were ultra wide.
Yeah, it's the same. But you sold me.
These are very cool. Also, there's this TV from Samsung that isn't the 130-inch one. This is an OLED, and and apparently they were showing it off as part of a big format gaming display. Remember that form factor that they were advertising years ago? So they have this wireless dongle, which acts as the place where you plug in all your HDMI and stuff. I am curious as to how that'll shake out, to be honest.
Just put the wires in your wall. Why do you?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, this is a very specific thing. This is the type of stuff that kind of bothers me a bit. Is like sometimes I'll say stuff to like ASUS and stuff. I'm like, you guys should make a gaming phone. They're like, no one's gonna buy that. And then they'll like, some other company will be like, oh, we made a TV that's wireless. It's like, well, you still need to plug it in, right? It needs power.
Yeah.
So it's not wireless. It's wire full, but just who is this for? This is for like some person that has a bunch of money. Like, you're selling to 10 customers. I don't know, man.
I mean,
sometimes these things aggravate me.
Usually this is how the expensive stuff starts, and then if it catches on enough, then it becomes more consumer friendly. I would buy something like this. I like it. That being said, it'd have to be the right price.
Well, it's an OLED, so it'll be expensive.
Yeah.
Just that
so you do have.
I mean, the one thing that I do love is kind of along the same lines is how the Steam Frame can send wirelessly. I do value VR wirelessly, big time. Yeah. That is huge for me. That is a big thing for me. I don't know that I care for a wireless TV. Like you said, Gardiner, I pass my wires through my wall.
Yeah.
So that's just.
I rent, and so it makes it a little harder for me to want to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I've owned I had a house where I actually had it built in to where I could wire it easily through the what are those ports called that you can put in? But
Keystone jacks.
Yeah.
Keystones, yeah.
Yeah, I had those put in. That's nice, but for renting, this would be nice. But who knows?
So this TV does also have the option to plug in directly as well for your game consoles. I could see this being useful for like your Blu-ray player.
Such a I whatever. Like it's wireless, but you could also just plug in, but still pay the same amount.
I think I'm now against it because I think I could just. I have a Apple TV. I could just mount it on the back. I could just mount it on the back.
It could be worse. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I mean, if you're renting your wall, your TV's not going to be mounted on the wall, right?
Well, I mean, I do mount my TV on the wall, but I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to. Yeah,
you don't want to cut a hole.
They do sell those. They do sell those entertainment centers that have like a post. Yeah. Right, that you can just mount to the entertainment center.
That's what I did.
So they have those as well. Yeah. And then you run all the cables. Oh, then you're. Then
I'm cooked
there's
on
no
that.
pleasing you then.
Yeah, no, I had one when we first got married. She's like, it looks like a bachelor pad.
Right.
Yes, it does.
Well, the good news is you can really pimp out your bachelor pad with these smart Legos.
Dude,
nice.
I'm here for it.
So it's supposed to fit in a standard like Lego 2x4 brick, which is insane to me. That they can fit like basically a whole computer.
No. Interesting. Does it have a co-pilot button?
You could probably build one with your Lego.
Oh my gosh.
What is the purpose that they're saying that this is for?
Interactivity.
Lego says the brick understands
Is this like
audio is handled.
ESP32 or what is this?
Yeah, it's got to be something tiny.
I don't know. It's supposed to release in like a few months, like March the 1st. So it'll debut in 3 Star Wars sets.
Oh,
And it's supposed to feature smart tags and smart minifigures. You know, these little dudes, the Lego dudes. There's supposed to be some interaction, and it plays sound effects too.
How do you charge it?
That's, I don't know. Ask Lego.
Okay.
Is this going to make
the battery?
Is this going to make the kits go a lot higher? Because that's the thing. Like, if they keep the kits at the same price and they add this, I'm like, okay, cool. Finally, it's worth something.
Well, I don't know, man. Legos are. I don't know how they're gonna do this. I'm sure they're gonna make like 1 or 2 of these. They're not gonna make the entire. They're not gonna give you like a Millennium Falcon like set with all smart bricks. That would be stupid.
Well, not all smart, but they stick a couple in there, right? Like that's what I want.
I mean, this, yeah.
Or one.
They saw the price of DRAM and they were like, "How do we get that?" I know.
Can we build DRAM from these Lego bricks?
smart bricks. Yeah. Oh, look, price between 70 and 160.
Is that? It says expensive, but not even for Lego.
I mean,
I don't know how big they are, but yeah, I mean that doesn't sound like outrageous for Lego sets, but I don't know how big these things are going to be.
So the Star Wars Smart Play Darth Vader TIE Fighter set includes a smart brick. It's $70 and it has 473 pieces. Like that's actually quite affordable for Lego.
Yeah,
I would have thought it'd be like $200.
I'll take a look at it. It looks interesting. It looks exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I like a lot of Lego different stuff that they have, especially what was the one you can build like little machines?
You don't see Mega Blocks making these.
No.
For reference, the next generation Enterprise was almost $500, and the piece count was 3,600 pieces.
Star Trek.
So, yeah, Star Trek
Yes.
TNG Lego set.
Nice. Cool beans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, there's probably a lot I missed in CES. I don't know for certain if I missed anything that's super noteworthy.
Yeah, from what I heard, I talked to a few different YouTubers that were there. They said it was kind of low key. It wasn't like there wasn't a bunch of awesome stuff there. Most of the things that I saw that were interesting were Panther Lake, but I mean, we took a look at a bunch of things that were cool.
Yeah, like the white in the jar.
Good. Yeah. We got to everything that needed to be got to.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this. You'll be a baller with one of these.
Oh yeah,
RGB RAM.
What? RGB RAM has been around forever.
No, but I'm saying you'll be a baller in this modern economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
unfortunately.
I'd say that's probably the show, right?
Yeah, we got to wrap this up.
Yep.
Gotta send Carrie off to.
Yeah, I gotta go pick up my daughter.
All right, go for it, man.
Yeah. I'll hang around for another minute. I can see you guys. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys for having me again. Please do invite me any other time that you guys want to have a chat. Apologies if I was like me. I just will go on rants.
I thought we like you, dude.
We love having you here. Yeah, it takes the pressure off us, man.
I really do appreciate it, guys.
Hell yeah.
It's always a pleasure talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
joining us.
Thanks everyone for
Great.
watching.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Yeah. Anytime. All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right,
See
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 ya.
you guys.